Welcome everyone to another Dividend video. Today we'll be looking at Mondi. Now Mondi here are similar to Smurfit Kappa in that they are a massive multinational packaging and paper group. Over 26,000 employees across 100 production sites in more than 30 countries. Now we're going to have a wee look at their stock price, dividend yield and recent news just to see how their dividend is going. So without further ado, we'll jump right into it. Ticker symbol MNDI. On the London Stock Exchange, we have Mondi. Trading currently at 1,570 pence or £15.70p. Approximately, I'd say about $19-20 in equivalent for our friends across the water. Let's have we look on down. I'm going over the past 5 years. We go to the last year, there was a massive drop. Now, it was between February and March, and in most videos, that was due to a pandemic back in 2020, where there was a drop. However, in the last year, of course, due to the invasion of Ukraine, there has been a massive drop because Mondi had 20% of their revenue come from Russia. So obviously that impacted. Now, it has recovered somewhat since, still not fully there yet, because obviously the conflict is yet to be resolved. So I'm sure trading and goods in and out in different companies are dealing with it differently. Some are severing ties, some are waiting to see, hopefully, that the conflict is resolved and they can go back to resuming business between the countries. Now, the yield here sits at a modest 3.6% or 3.59 as we're about to see. They employ 26,000 people across 100 sites in 30 countries. Now, we did have a look at Smurfit Kappa. Now, the differences between them, that they operate in a very similar industry. I think the corrugated side, Smurfit, is obviously a lot larger than Mondi. Revenue-wise, I think there's only about 2 billion between them in overall revenues. They are slightly different companies, although they are in a very similar market. Let's jump right on over here to their own website, where you can find out all information you can see about who they are, what they do, their strategy. In fact, we're going to see who are they. Let's have a look here. They are a global leader in packaging paper, as I said, employing all those people across many countries. They are integrated. So like Smurfit, they come from, obviously they must own the forest. Yeah, there you go. They manage the forest to producing the pulp, then the paper and films to develop all of the packaging solutions. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to the main website. Going down here, there we go, flexible bags. We've got corrugated solutions. Again, kind of similar to the Smurfit, we've got plenty of similarities on what they do. And of course, I'm sure both companies dip into different packaging solutions. I'm sure they have a lot of in-house R&D to get the newest packaging, the newest thing, the more efficient packaging, and of course roll it into production. So they work alongside a lot of very large companies and e-commerce. Now, jumping over to their investor section, this is a place where you can find a lot of great information on the company. I, of course, have already dived in and had a good wee look. You can go as in-depth as you want. If you want to see about 100 pages of financial sheets, this is the place to go. However, they do some nice presentations in order to sell their own company, to which I'm going to have a wee look at it. It's 33 pages. We're not going to look through all of them. We're going to have a quick nosy here. So, strong performance, good momentum, strong sales. Obviously, over the pandemic, packaging didn't slow down. If anything, it increased. And from 1990, packaging, this industry has just increased year on year. And I dare say there's no slowdown for it, at least for the foreseeable future, albeit of some massive calamity to stop the industry from continuing to grow. They do cover corrugated packaging, then flexible packaging, engineered materials and uncoated fine paper. So as you can see, quite a variety of products under their belt. That's how we look here. Container board, number one producer in Europe. Corrugated producer, they're second, because I know Smurfit Kappa is first in corrugated solutions in emerging Europe. That's how we look here. Their revenue split across mostly Western and Eastern Europe. Obviously, Russia again was making up about 20%. North America, Africa, and Australia. Now, the thing is, it said there they recently acquired Olmuksan, basically a massive paper packaging company in Turkey. So they've completed their acquisition, and obviously that gives them a lot more more room in the marketplace in the region, the Turkey region of Europe. Let's have we look here. Anything else interesting on this? Yeah, just about the forests to their pulp factories and eventually on to container or the corrugated solutions. Jumping on over to one of my favourite websites, Dividend Max for Mondi. We can have a wee look here. Anyone new, I always go through it just in case, because this could be the first episode that a relatively new investor has stumbled across, and I want you to know how to use this website because it's one of my favourite. It doesn't always work 100%. You might see it in this video again that it can be a little off, so you've got to read between the lines on a few things. But let's dive right in. They pay 2 dividends per year excluding specials. And the dividend will go X in 4 days. Now, what will that mean? See, the X dividend date means the date that you must own the share in order to be entitled to the dividend payment paid on the next date, the pay date. The declaration date is simply the day the company says, look, this will be the X dividend date, this is the amount we're paying, and this is the pay date. So they just go through all that on the declaration date. But X dividend date is the most important one for anyone looking at investing into another company. It's always good to have a look because, as you're about to see, if I didn't have a share by the 25th of August, the next ex-dividend date is the 6th of April next year in 2023. Of course, I wouldn't recommend that to be the be-all and end-all of something that you would look into for a company. There's a million and one better things that you should be looking at, such as cash flow, revenue, stock price, etc. Some people, they might be trading at a discount, so you might pick them up after their last dividend payment in anticipation for April. They seem to pay more in their final dividend and then less in their interim. A lot of companies end up doing this. I wish I had a concrete explanation for it. I don't, but as you can see here, 45 cents and then 21 cents the year previous, 21, 41 and 20. So this is an interesting point because similar to Smurfit Kappa, they've been increasing their dividend year on year from 2012. Now it looks like it drops in 2019. That's not the case. They did pay that out. I'm not too sure what that's about. And even despite the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, they still ended up paying an increased dividend rate over that period. Now, will it affect them into April? We haven't seen obviously the end of year results on revenue, so that is something to definitely bear in mind. Jumping on over to Trading 212, the brokerage that I use, it's down in the description below. If anyone wants a good starting brokerage, obviously I'm biased, I do use it. I love the interface, and it's quite a good platform in my personal opinion for using my own ISA and doing my portfolio videos. Let's have a look here. They are United Kingdom based. I think they were founded in South Africa, and they're headquartered in Vienna, Austria, but obviously traded on the London Stock Exchange. No, headquarters, I lie. Headquarters in Addlestone. I must have read that wrong then previously. Actually, how long? Did I read that wrong? Surely not. Or did I see that? I just seen group's offices are located in Vienna. No, headquarters, Vienna, Austria. Yeah, I was kind of right. Okay, Trading 212. I'm not too sure what the difference is there, but we'll just leave it alone. Doesn't matter too much where they're headquartered. So yeah, industry, containers and packaging, basic materials. Something not a lot of people think about when you order something online, you go to the supermarket, you lift a crate of beer, you lift any, everything's packaged with, now it's sort of swapped over to paper as opposed to plastic in a lot of instances. And, these companies are in the background sorting everything out. So, bit like Smurfit, bit like Bunzl, they go under the radar, but I tell you what, that creeping up dividend yield is fantastic. Revenue here of 5.89 billions. They have a price to earnings ratio of 16.96. I think Smurfit sits around 12, and I think another one DS Smith is around sort of between 10 and 18 seems to be the pay ratio for this industry. I don't see anyone going drastically above or below that number, so it's probably a good base point. Revenues, they've They haven't increased drastically, okay, but they still maintain a healthy 10.8% profit margin, similar to Smurfit, and total assets to liabilities, 51%. And then operating cash flow looks like it is going down in the past 3 years. I'm not 100% sure how much that might have to do with a few things, such as like the acquisition. I don't know when they started that acquisition. There's a few things you may want to look into, but the main thing is that they produce a healthy amount of cash flow. That's the good thing. It's over 1.15 billion in operating, so that's obviously fantastic. So yeah, it's a difficult question. I don't know. I'm looking at Smurfit and I'm looking at Mondi. Obviously, due to the conflict, that just kind of throws, 20% of the revenue coming from Russia. What are they doing about it? Are they going to separatize? Are they hoping that the conflict's resolved? As I said, every business is dealing with that differently, so we're not too sure where it could end up. You could pick up shares here now at a discounted rate because the dividend yield, they are a dividend growth stock. Maybe a good time. Maybe all things considered, by Christmas things are resolved and looking well, and the stock price could bounce back up as trade opens. That could be the case, but obviously don't take my advice on that. It's just open questions that even I'm asking for my own portfolio as to whether they would join it. But yes, lads, thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. What companies are you looking into? I'm always interested to hear your thoughts, even on Mondi here. So let me know, and we'll have a wee chat in the comment section, and hopefully I'll see you in another episode. Thank you for watching.